How's it going, everyone? Chris here, the Thrift Shop Hustler. We're going to go over some of the items that sold this week on eBay. And as a bonus, I have two items that I sold on Amazon. And we'll talk about that. I don't really talk too much about the Amazon sales. I do FBA and I do Etsy. A lot of that stuff is private label stuff, and I don't want to bore you guys. I want to kind of show you guys what you can find out on the field, not stuff that you can create. Eventually, I will get into videos about how you can use your talents and other kind of things that you can do for private labeling. I will be making videos exclusively on that at a future date. So see this little subscribe button right here? You're going to want to click that, and you're going to want to subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications on every time I make a new video. And lots of new videos are going to be coming in the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. For those that are new to the channel, we just reached 200 subscribers. I really appreciate that. I want to give a huge shout out to Nicole State and Joe. They mentioned me on their live show the other night and bumped me way over 200, so I really appreciate that. We are working on doing an interview with them maybe in April, so stay tuned for that. It'll be very exciting. We'll talk about, I've been doing this since 1995, and way before that. I started eBay a long time ago, and there was auctions before eBay. We're going to probably talk about the very beginnings of online auctions and selling. It should be interesting. I hope you guys will tune in for that, and I'll let you know. So anyways, my name is Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. I've been reselling for almost 30 years. Started when I was super young, selling baseball cards at swap meets. And I learned a ton over the years. I ran two hobby shop eBay shops in the early 2000s. One of them was a coin shop. Another one was a hobby shop for diecast. So I learned a lot about those categories. So I've been doing this for a very long time. So welcome if you're new to the channel. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. And I know you guys were like, let's get into this. Stop talking. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And so, yeah, that's who I am. And let's get started. First up, we have this Five Nights at Freddy's collector's tin. It has the Foxy figure in it. I don't do much retail arbitrage, but this was on sale for, I want to think it was like $11.99 or $12.99 or something like that. Then I sold it, free shipping, $21.99. I've had this for probably about a month. I maybe made a couple dollars on this. If I would have turned back the clock a little bit, I probably would have never purchased this item, because I thought, like, I was looking at comps at the time, and they were going for much higher than $21.99. So it took a very long time to sell. For those that don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is, and anyone that has a younger child at home, might have heard of this product before. It's like the rage with all the kids. It's a really cool game on the computer. And so it's a lot of these items are very collectible, but specific items. So you have to look at that. They make like exclusive plushes at Target and Walmart and Hot Topic. And I've sold a lot of those for a pretty good price. So keep a lookout for Five Nights at Freddy's stuff if you see it. And just do your research, and it should show you exactly what is the ones that are worth something. So this, yeah, like I said, this I probably would have never purchased it if I was in the option today. I think I made like a couple dollars on this thing, and it definitely wasn't worth whatever the ROI just wasn't there for me. A lot of people, sometimes they run on volume, and so those $2 sales, that $2 profit is in their wheelhouse. But for me personally, I don't really run on volume. I kind of try to get the most highest ROI that I can possibly get with the limited funds I got, because that's another thing. I don't have a bunch of funds. I do this part-time, and so yeah, that's that. Next up, we have this Canon Genuine VC100 5-foot RCA cable, 235mm for camera. So what this is I had an old Canon digital camera. Actually, it wasn't old. It's not older. It's probably like 3 or 4 years old. But it had this cable with it that I've never used. And I thought, like, when I was going through all my stuff around the house, I found this box of the old my old camera stuff, and I thought like, oh, you know, how much does this stuff go for? So this was just like a random item that was just in a box. It's sealed. It was brand new. It was never used, and sold for $9.95 with free shipping. And so yeah, check out the stuff that you have around your house. Like if literally if you found 100 of these little $9.95 items in your house, and you could probably, if you went like on a weekend and just went through your house and found all these kind of little things and put them up for $9.95, you'd sell a pretty good amount of them. So if you did like 100 of those on a weekend, your next week's sales would be amazing. And you'd be very surprised on some of the stuff that you would find around the house that can go for $10 or more. So that is that. This is the Minolta Camera 700 X700 classic film camera. It's not a digital camera, it is a film camera. For those that are younger, yes, back in the day we actually had to use film. You wound it up, you had to load it correctly, you had to wind it up correctly, you had to shoot correctly. None of this automatic focus or anything. A lot of everything was manual, and you had to go and develop it. So anyways, you guys might have saw a couple videos ago. I picked this one up for $18 and sold this in a few days. I was hoping to get actually more for this, but when I made the video, I was showing like completed auctions that were around $300, $350. And to find out that that was with the upgraded lens. So unfortunately I had the stock lens, but I guess fortunately too. Let's not kid ourselves. This was actually a great sale. The ROI was definitely amazing on this thing. An $18 investment turned into $169.95 plus shipping. And I think I actually might have took a best offer for $161 or something like that. And so yeah, that was a good deal. You're gonna find a lot of these cameras everywhere, and to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of these 35mm cameras are gonna be pretty much junk. Look out for Canons, Minoltas, Nikons. There's also a couple other weird kind of ones, and you have to look up the model number. So luckily for me, when I saw this in the case, it had the model number in the front of the camera. And I just looked on my phone on eBay, and comps were like $80. So I was like, oh, $18 to $80. That sounds like, you know, right in my wheelhouse there. $18 for me is a pretty big investment, especially if I'm going to sit on something for a while. But once I did the research, I found that, you know, this was actually a pretty good buy. And then when I brought it home, I was actually very excited to find out that not only was this camera pretty much mint condition, like new condition, it was going for a pretty good amount of money for the condition wise. If this camera was a little beat up, I probably would have got like that $80. So always keep a lookout. So here's my tip for you guys with 35mm cameras. Look up the model number, check out the condition, and the lens. The lens is super important too, because like sometimes you'll find that the lenses are worth way more than the camera. And that goes with digital cameras too. So always look up the lens. You can usually see the millimeter size, which I think is the focal length. And there's usually a brand. There's some kind of branding on this. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick, since we're talking about this. I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of knowledge on this. So like you see here, this says Minolta. So that would be the brand, and then you want to look up this MD 50mm lens, and that is how I determined that this was a stock lens. And this thing was in pretty damn good condition. So this was actually probably one of the best finds of the week. Definitely amazing ROI. So check out that. Next up, we have this Star Wars Celebration card set, jumbo set from Topps. This was actually from a convention from 2015. I forget where I got this from, but I had 2 sets of these. I had this up forever at like $24.95 and just was not moving, was not getting that many impressions or hits. And so I lowered the price and sold one set for $14.95. Always check out like Star Wars stuff. especially like kind of the odd items. This was actually a exclusive for a convention, and that's another little topic that I guess we can bring up real quick. Is that um, if you go to conventions, always check out their exclusives because you can resell some of those exclusives for a pretty good amount of money. And I'm talking like some of them could go for hundreds of dollars, especially if they're rare and highly sought after. And so there's great sourcing opportunities when you go to these conventions. These happen to be Topps exclusives. They're jumbo cards. They're kind of like the size of postcards. And like I said, I forget. I wasn't at Celebration, so I don't remember where I got these. But that's another thing when I'm talking about. You just go around your house. I have literally boxes of collectibles that I still need to list, and just tons of stuff. Like my sourcing opportunities at home are really good because I just have to open up a box, and there's literally a box full of stuff that I can list. And this was one of those uh, situations here. So $14.99. I think this went first class. Made about $10 profit on this, which wasn't bad. Next up with this Metallica Symphony Orchestra DVD. This was like new. It was pretty much in amazing condition. I bought this for $2, sold for $14.95. And I was very excited about these because when I was looking up comps on eBay when I purchased this, they were going from anywhere from $20 to $30 like open in like new condition. And I was stoked. But then when I got home and I looked on my computer, I realized that Amazon, yes, Amazon sells on eBay, had these for like 14, no, I want to say like 17.99 brand new. And I was just like, oh man, like I thought I found something cool. That's another thing too. Sometimes the phones, when you're out on the field, they don't show true comps. I don't know why some of that stuff is not listed on your phone. I think someone made a video before about why that is, and I think it's like optimization or something like that. And so like certain auctions won't show on your phone, and that happened to be this one. And luckily it sold for $14.95. Took a little while. I think I'm in on this one for about a month and did free shipping on that. And also, let's bring up another little point that I wanted to make is that look for like band DVDs. And what I mean like that is like music DVDs, like concert DVDs. That's what I should be saying. There can be some good money, especially if you can source them for like $1 or 50 cents. The ROI on that is great. And ROI, I'm sorry, some of you might not know what the term ROI means, and that means return on investment. So whenever you hear the word ROI, that's what it means. It means return on investment. If I bought something for $1 and I sold it for 10 and there was no fees or anything like that, I made $9. My ROI would be $9. So that's what I'm doing. I'm dropping knowledge on you guys. You guys probably all know about that already because we're all experts here, right? Yeah. So let's go to the next thing. What is the next thing? Dun dun dun. So I got this Rampage Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Wii stuff I find this stuff all the time, to be honest, where I live. And I think because right now the Wii system, and for anyone that doesn't know, this is a video game system and it's Nintendo. It was the system that was out like in I want to say like 2004 or 2005. And it's a Nintendo Wii. It's a Wii. You can definitely tell that it's a Wii because it says Wii on everything. And it's usually in this white kind of box packaging. So anyways, you're going to find a lot of this stuff out on the field. If you can get the games for like $1 or less, pick them up. Some of the games are worth way more than that. So you want to do your due diligence on the field. In the field, if you can just scan them through Amazon, and that should give you a pretty good indicator. Though Amazon and eBay prices go like this. So if you have the time, go ahead and look at both. But I usually sell my video games on eBay. For me, it's just easier. And I know that I'm kind of leaving a little bit of money on the table when I don't list them on Amazon. Actually, I do actually cross sell these, and what that means is, for anyone that doesn't know, cross selling is when you list on eBay and you list on Amazon. But the thing is, for now, there's no software that I know of that could, once you sell it on eBay, it pulls it off of Amazon. If you sell it on Amazon, it pulls it off of eBay. You have to do all that stuff manually, to my knowledge. And if I was a millionaire, which I'm certainly not, I would invest in software or an app that you would be able to list one in one place, and it would populate all your reselling places like Amazon and Etsy and all that, and it would do the inventory and all that. But let's not get into that. That's a good idea. I just gave someone out there an amazing idea, and you would literally make millions of dollars if you made that product. So anyways, I'm ranting again. It's Friday. You're making me rant, people. And this Rampage Total Destruction, I think I was in this for pennies because this was part of that huge bag lot a few videos ago where I picked up a bag of electronics for $80, and there was a shoot ton of games in there. So I'm in this one for maybe like 30 cents or something like that. So $9.95. It was in good condition. It had the instructions, and what that means is, so let's actually talk about that real quick. We're going to talk about this real quick because I know that you guys want to know and learn about stuff, because a lot of people that watch my program sell a lot of clothes and they're not really into collectibles too much. And I know a good amount of you are into collectibles, but let's just talk about that real quick. Instructions are these kind of like this booklet thing, and it should have the same graphics that are on the cover. And so a complete video game will have the box, the instructions, and the game disc. Also, make sure you're looking at the game disc to see if it's in pretty good condition, because that, and if you can, you should always test your games. And I know everyone is not set up to be able to test their games. I have pretty much almost all the systems, so I'm able to test pretty much any game that I find. And if you're like super serious in the reselling, like this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life, I highly suggest you pick up every game system that you can find to test the games out. I wish I was set up in a warehouse or something where I can, like, go OCD and like put all the systems all stacked up in a little rack and just be able to like go and test everything real quick. I have to pull some stuff out sometimes, plug it all in, test it. I'll do a whole testing run. I'm ranting again, folks. So anyways, yeah, I sold this for $9.95. And always test your games. If you can't, try to mark that in there so that's untested, because you will find that if your games are scratched, they won't play, and that could lead into problems with your customers. I actually had a return yesterday from a Wii game that didn't work, and I tested it and it worked, but sometimes the Wii games are a little finicky. Some players might be dusty and they can't read the thing, so always be aware of that. Next, we're going to respond. Oh, look at this live. We're going to do it live, folks. We're going to respond to this offer. Oh, no, because it's going to show their username, and I don't want to do that. We'll go look at that later. Maybe that'll be a nice little sale. So anyways, we got this Reese Power Sports. You might have seen this before, because I actually bought two of these. I think I was in $12 on these. I think I actually might have got them for $10 for the pair, $10 each. And when I looked at comps on Amazon, they were like going for like $67.99 or something like that. So I got really excited because I was going to put this in the FBA. And of course, I got lazy. I haven't done an FBA shipment in a while. I think the FBA stuff has really, I've been really discouraged lately on FBA. And I think it was just because when I was new, I wasn't one of those those new sellers that like ruined the whole system for everyone by just sending in like anything. I actually did my research. I did the scanning, and I did the sales rank, and I did all that. So like the thing is, for me, I sent in a lot of stuff that gave me that ASIN warning that said it was a slow mover, but I sent it anyways. And now I kick myself for that because a lot of that stuff I break even on, and I even have lost money on some FBA stuff, if you can believe that, because the fees are more than what I paid for it. And so that is a bummer. So I'm literally paying someone to buy my products. So maybe we'll do a video on that down the road, but let's get back into this. Man, I'm ranty ranterson today. Anyways, yeah, and if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. If I'm dropping some knowledge, and you're like, oh, I never thought about that. That is quite the thing. Click the like button. I really appreciate that. When you click the like button, that lets me know what the popular videos that you guys want to see. Because if there's a lot of videos that you don't want to see, then I will stop making those or put those on slow. And so, yeah, so I picked this up for $10. They sold for $28.99 plus $15.99 shipping. These things were big and heavy, and they fit nicely in a large priority box. So I made a few dollars on this. Don't have the exact numbers because I am not a math person. Math is my worst subject. It was my worst subject in school. I'm more of an artist, and my brain does not work well with numbers. Or spelling or grammar. Ask my wife. She's always correcting me. So anyways, so if you found, let me show you what this looked like in the package. These are actual photos. So if you find this kind of stuff, let's see if there's a barcode. I think the barcode was on the bottom. You can actually just scan it into Amazon and see what the prices are. Next up, I sold this custom-made action figure for $59.99. Some of the private label stuff that I haven't really talked about is, since I'm an artist, I make custom action figures. That's like one of the little side hustles that I do. And I make custom action figures of celebrities and things like that. And I know how to cut the figures up, paint them, glue them all back together. I know how to create the art in Photoshop, which you can see this Infowars.com logo and the Star Wars back. I can create that in Photoshop. I know how to print those. I know how to assemble everything, even with the little bubble packaging. We can get into that in another. That's a whole other thing, and that's for my other channel. My other art channel. This is for my reselling. I didn't want to mix the two, but I found it important to let you guys know that the money opportunities are all over the place. Luckily, with Alex Jones, I haven't got a letter that he says that he was going to sue me for using his likeness. He's actually a pretty nice guy. And so you also have to watch out for that. You don't want to get into any legal trouble. So when you do private label, make sure that it's all legit. Or just do it and, it's what is that famous saying that says it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. But you didn't hear that from me, and I wanted to show you this. So this sold for $59.99. These are made to order, so when someone, I have a catalog of these, so once these are made to order and the auctions are set up to be 10 business days. And you can set that up so this is going to take 10 business days. I'm not going to get a ding on my account because it's pretty much stated. So this is good money. If you're an artist and you know what you're doing, you can definitely utilize your talents and do stuff like this. So anyways, that is that. And I think, let me see if this was the last eBay thing. Yes, so these are the things that sold on eBay. And for a bonus item, I thought I'd show you some of my Amazon stuff. I haven't really got into the Amazon stuff with you guys too much because I do a lot of this similar private label stuff. I don't want to get into that because this is not stuff you can find at the garage sales. But if you would want me to talk about that stuff, I can definitely consider making videos in the future about, if you're an artist, how to put your work on Amazon, which you can. Not too many people know that, but you can. We can get into that. I actually might make a video of that one day because I have a lot of artist friends that I think would benefit from that information. So I sold this Scooby-Doo book. My kids, when they started to get older, had tons and tons and tons of books. We ended up donating most of them, but I pretty much like scanned them all before we got rid of them, and I found a pretty good amount of gems that were in there, and a lot of them were brand new. My kids didn't even read them. My kids have a crazy book collection. They can literally open up their a library with the books that they currently own, and they love reading. And I suggest if you have a newborn or small children, to get them into reading and have them in. Try to get them. Not everyone's going to be a reader, so let me just say you can't force your kids to read, but you can at least expose them to reading, and also read yourself, because kids like to mimic their parents. So if they see you reading, they see you eating healthy, they're going to want to do that. So that's a little bit of my parenting tips. And both of my children love to read, and I really accredit that to my wife, because she likes to read, and the kids have been picked up on that from her. So give her a huge shout out. So anyways, I'm ranting again. Wow, I'm just ranty ranterson today. So anyways, Scooby-Doo, so I found a pretty good amount of books that were selling pretty well. And so this one sold for I have my sheet right here. $7.71, because it's hard to show you guys the sale portion because it has addresses and stuff like that. And lastly, I sold this Pokemon Go Team Mystic lapel pin. I came across a bunch of these, and this was another thing that I private labeled, and I was able to acquire a bunch of these and sell them for $5.99 plus $4.59 shipping. I think there was a total of $10.50 something on this. And also, like, for this kind of stuff, look out for pins. Pins sell really well for me on Amazon, and if you can acquire like 100 of them at a time for a decent price, you should definitely look into that. Private label is definitely something that you could. I wouldn't really call this private label. This is more like wholesale. You can find like opportunities and stuff like that. And so if you're actually into Pokemon Go and you like this pin and you're part of Team Mystic, or know someone that is into Team Mystic, this is actually a really high quality pin. And I'll put a link down below. It's going to be an affiliate link, so if you purchase this, I'll make a few dollars on that. Or not even that. I think it's going to be like 25 cents, but I really appreciate that. If you have a Pokemon Go family member in your life, or someone that you know, it's a pretty good purchase, pretty good buy for the quality. It's got little sparkly things in it and that. So we're coming up on a half an hour, and I kind of wanted to close that down. I was hoping, like for this what sold on eBay, I wanted to kind of dive a little deeper than I normally do, and kind of talk about the products a little more. I know that I kind of, for my channel, and I'm always taking in everyone's channel like sponge, and seeing like what they're doing, and I don't want to be like everyone else. I kind of want to add some value to this channel, and kind of add some stuff to you guys, and kind of dig a little deeper into the products that I'm selling and why I'm selling them, and not necessarily like how much money I made on them, because I mean that's, that could be irrelevant in certain cases. So I would rather want to teach you guys about the products themselves, and what to look for, because I know, like I said before, a lot of people are into clothes, which I'm not good at all. And just to kind of look at some of the things that are out on the field, because you're going to find, for the most part, you're going to find a ton of clothes. Who am I kidding? Like, there's clothes at every single garage sale that I've ever went to, but there's also like, that random box of junk. You know what I'm talking about? That box that's like underneath the table with the clothes on top of it. So if you go through that box, you'll start. If you do this for so many years, you'll start to know about certain things that you should be buying. So, anyways, my name is Chris. I am the Thrift Shop Hustler. I really appreciate you tuning in and absorbing all this knowledge. And if you like this video, please click the like button below. And if you want to see more videos, because there's going to be a ton of videos coming out over the next year, and we're going to dive super deep into all kinds of subjects relating to collectibles and things. So click this subscribe button that's right here. Bing, bing. And it's Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be super busy for me. But with that being said, everyone have a good weekend.